Well, hello everyone, welcome to another try mode video looking at the reworked Valla. We're going to take it for a spin in try mode before we jump into quick match, so we know what we're doing. And we have a little bit of experience with the talents before we go blindly running into shitstorm that is quick match. So Valla has had a significant talent rework. Now her base kit doesn't seem to do anything more than it used to. Deal damage, seeks additional enemies, cool. Deals damage, cool. Dash to the target area. Oh, your next basic attack within 2 seconds deals increased damage per stack of hatred. Alright, well, nice. So there's a little change to Vault there. I don't believe that was there before. Although I'm not the most experienced Valla player, I did play her a lot back in the beta and the alpha. I haven't really touched her since then an awful lot. I find her awfully squishy. And yeah, I'm more of a melee bruise kind of guy, so the base kit hasn't changed. Hatred is still the trait. Basic attacks grant a stack of hatred up to 10. Each stack of hatred increases basic attack damage by 8% and movement speed by 1%. I don't think it was as high as 8% last time.
Let us move.
And already I can see a whole bunch of new talents. Alright, Monster Hunter reduces the mana cost of Hungering Arrow by 30 and increases the damage it deals to minions, mercenaries and monsters. Alright, so I guess that is just part of the Q build, reduces the mana cost, and it also helps with wave clear. Meh. That seems lackluster, but there might be, again, I like to look at the talents individually, and then we need to figure out whether they synergize well in a build as a whole. So this might end up being part of the Q build. Can't see why not. There doesn't seem to be anything else related to the Q build here. And Caltrops. We also have Caltrops. Drop 3 Caltrops while vaulting. Caltrops do damage and slow the enemies. Alright, great. But it's also a quest talent now. Oh. Spend 180 seconds at maximum stacks. Interesting. Vault cooldown. Reduces the cooldown by 5. Huh. That still might be better than Monster Hunter, because the usual Q build allowed you to refresh Hungering Arrow by vaulting. So if you can vault twice as much now because you've got half the cooldown, you might be able to get more Hungering Arrows out. So I guess that would be better for team fights, and this is better for clearing stuff. Meh. Caltrops is better, I think, in the majority of cases. And Hot Pursuit. When at maximum stacks of hatred, the movement speed bonus increases to 20% and you gain 4 mana per second. Oh, I like that. My mana has often been an issue for Valla, but this is going to be... This so far says to me auto attack. You might be able to weave this in with the Q build, but for me right now it says auto attack build. Auto attack build never really got into too many mana problems unless you took searing attacks, and I don't know if she's lost that, so the mana gain might be a little bit useless. But the movement speed will help you chase down targets, so pretty good overall. Yeah, Hot Pursuit. We'll take a look right now at the auto attack build, and we might try and find a Q build afterwards. Alright, at level 4 we have Puncturing Arrow, so it does make a return. It looks like it is slightly different this time with the quest talent. Hitting an enemy hero with the initial impact, so you have to actually hit it with the first arrow shot, increases the damage by 5 up to a maximum of 100. Oh my god, you have to hit a lot of people to get that to max. After gaining the bonus damage, gain an additional bonus damage, and it also bounces in the 1 additional time. So that is a fairly good Q build talent to get, but wow, you have to hit a lot of people to get that up to 100. Punishment. Each stack of hatred increases the damage of multi-shot. Boring. And Creed of the Hunter increases attack speed. Alright, screams auto attack to me. Use 100 basic attacks against heroes. What is the reward? Your hatred grants an additional... Wow, so if we get the reward for this, every stack of hatred gives us an extra 10% basic attack damage if we stack that bonus with the already built-in trait damage. Alright, this is looking strong. So we're just going to use Arthas as a punching bag. Can we use this? Oh, we can use this. Alright, good. So we can talk about the talents while we get our stacks up. At level 7, Arsenal. So this is the grenade one, yeah. Multi-shot also fires 3 grenades which deal damage. Each enemy hero hit by a grenade reduces the cooldown of multi-shot. So this seems to try to be, they're trying to make a Q build, a W build, and an auto attack build, which is exactly what you used to have before, but they're just changing the abilities, I guess. So if we look at level 1, I don't know what you'd get at level 1. Probably still Hot Pursuit to fund all your Ws, because the Ws cost an awful lot of mana. So if you get Hot Pursuit, you get that regen on the mana, you might be able to cast more Ws, so probably that. And then you'd obviously get Punishment, and then you'd get Arsenal. Interesting. But we're going for auto attack build right now. Death Dealer increases the Vault basic attack damage bonus from 5% to 10% per stack of hatred. If this attack kills the victim, the mana cost and cooldown of Vault are refunded. Alright, interesting. So if Arthas has a tiny bit of health left and then we vault and that extra attack killed him, we would get a free vault basically. The cooldown is reset and the mana cost is refunded. However, he had block. Of course he had block. So I think that might be the way to go, Death Dealer. So we have the W build here, we have Death Dealer, which is the auto attack build, and Repeating Arrow. Hey look, the cooldown for Hungering Arrow is reset when Vault is used. There's the Q build. Alright, good. Seems to be fairly self-explanatory here. Rain of Vengeance and Strafe. Rapidly attack visible heroes for damage. Prioritizing heroes, Valla is able to move and use Vault. Interesting, that hasn't changed. Rain of Vengeance. This has slightly changed. It now becomes 1 wave per charge. You get 2 charges. Before you would fire it off and it would slam down 2 charges at once and there was not much you could do about it. Right now you get 2 charges and you can put down 1 and then 2. So it's a little bit more flexible now. Well, so far, honestly, Valla seems very, very straightforward compared to Alarak and things. Q build, here we go, Q build, Siphoning Arrow. You heal off heroes. Interesting. Tempered by Discipline. While at 10 stacks of hatred, your basic attacks heal you. So I guess this is a little bit of self-sustain, and it will help you lane and duel people a little bit better. And also we have Gloom. Now this is basically an activated spell shield. So Valla doesn't get spell shielded by default now. Like actual spell shield, she has her own specific version of spell shield, and it's called Gloom. 5-second cooldown, reduces all ability damage taken by 20%, but we can activate it to consume all of our hatred stacks, which technically makes us weaker because it will slow our attack speed, slow our auto attack damage, but it increases the ability damage reduction by 3% per stack of hatred. So that's like a 50% damage bonus if we use maximum stacks of hatred on a 5-second cooldown. So if you're going against a lot of ability damage, obviously you pick up Gloom. If you're going against auto attacks, you might be able to take Tempered by Discipline and just duel them. So Gloom is your all-round defensive ability. It doesn't matter what build you're taking, this might come in handy. This one here, probably auto attack if you need it, and this one is the Q build if you need it, but again you can take Gloom on all builds. We're going to take Tempered by Discipline just to fit the theme, but again you would pick based on what you're against. Obviously if you're against Triple Mage, don't take this, take Gloom. It might work out better for you. And at level 16 we have Frost Shot. Hey, look at this, it's W build. So it increases the range of multi-shot and it also slows by 25%. It used to be 40%. Wow, that's quite a big nerf. Seething Hatred. Basic attacks now grant 2 stacks of hatred, and the time it takes before hatred expires is increased by 2 seconds. This is just all good, all good, all good. It works well with Gloom, because now you only need 5 auto attacks to get max hatred instead of 10. You can use Gloom and get your attacks, your hatred stacks up much faster. And you can also just get to maximum stacks faster in general. Yeah, that's good. I like that. It would also work well for Caltrops. It would help you be at maximum stacks more often to spend that 180 seconds at maximum stacks for the quest. It would also help with punishment. Yeah, seems pretty good. However, the trade-off here is there is 2 auto attack builds, 2 auto attack talents should I say, and the third one is Manticore. We all know Manticore because it's really good. Every third basic attack against the same target deals an additional 5% of their maximum health. This is an interesting trade-off. Before, Manticore was kind of the one to go for. Right now, this is a toss-up. I think both could be quite good. And it would depend on... Are you against more tanky people? That might be better. Actually, the more I think about it, I think I would go for Manticore anyway. Just for that extra damage. You are a range damage dealer. You need to do damage. So, Manticore does more damage. So, Valla has a brand new set of new level 20 talents. And they're all really, really good. Apart from this one. Oh, actually, Strafe also fires penetrating bolts in a line for 70 damage every 0.25 seconds. 25% of the damage you deal with Strafe is returned as health. That's okay. Storm of Vengeance. Basic attacks reduce the charge cooldown of Rain of Vengeance by 5 seconds. That's insane. It's insane. However, Rancor is even more insane. Each stack of Hatred also increases your attack speed by 2 seconds. While you're at maximum Hatred, gain an additional 30% attack speed. This just makes you an insane one-on-one dueler. If you got the healing as well, that's insane. And then Farflight Quiver increases your basic attack range by 40%. So I guess this is... You'd want this... 40% is a lot. You can stay very, very far away with Valla with this. So if you're the focus target, they have a divey comp, you're the squishy hero on your team and there's not like a Jaina or something, Farflight Quiver might help you stay in the back lines a bit further back with your healer. Yeah, that's just a safer option. But Rancor is the balls to the wall. I'm going to tear your face off and shoot you in the neck with arrows. So Arthas is probably not the best one because he has attack speed debuff. Alright, so guess who we've swapped to? We're going to use this time right now to stack our Hatred. There we go. We're at maximum stacks of Hatred now. Hey, look, Chen. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. He did take a couple of tower hits, but obviously with Hot Pursuit, he can't even get away. He can't get away because we have that extra movement speed. Alright, let's try that again. In your own turf this time, Chen. Oh my god, that is an insane attack speed. Holy shit. Again, I mean, you are still Valla, you are still fairly squishy, so, I mean, this is if you want to duel, like, kind of one-on-one, and you want to duel a squishy. Yeah, I mean, look at that attack speed. And I'm not even using my abilities. I mean, we still have our double... Yeah, auto-attack's strong now. Auto-attack is strong. I can't even stutter step fast enough. Yeah, that's really strong. Good Vallas will be able to micro the crap out of that and do well. Okay, I've quickly reset the talents. We're going to go through, see what the W build is sort of like. We'll take Hot Pursuit, I guess, because of the mana reduction, the mana regen.
A fine choice.
Punishment, Arsenal, Rain of Vengeance again. We'll go for the Gloom. We'll go for the Frost Shot, and we will go for the... So if we use Farflight Quiver now, look how far back we can attack from. So Chen's standing there. That's a big distance for Valla. I mean, she's normally in your face. Wow. Wow, I didn't expect it to do that much damage, if I'm honest. But again, it's based on our Hatred, isn't it? Yeah, each stack of Hatred increases the damage of multi-shot. So, got to remember that. So you want to kind of build up your multi-shot and then use that. That is a fairly big chunk of damage. But again, you do have to wait for the 12-second cooldown still on multi-shot. That's a bit of a bummer. That's a lot of damage though. Wow. I think just she does a lot of damage in general, Valla now. Okay, and finally we're going to try and go through with the Q build. So at level 1 we'll take Caltrops, at level 4 Puncturing Arrow, at level 7 Repeating Arrow, at level 10 again I think Rain of Vengeance is better, at level 13 we might... So at this one you could take Gloom depending on what you're against, or Siphoning Arrow, and this one we have no need for... With this build we have no need for stacks as much. We have no use for basic attacks, so we go for the utility, which will increase the range and slow of multi-shot, so that's still useful with the Q build. And I guess for this one, it's just up to you. Storm of Vengeance or Farflight. So let's try it now. See, you can see, wow, we do a lot less damage with these. Now, do be aware that we're going to do a lot less damage than we normally would because we aren't fully stacked on our Q. But we can kind of still kill Chen, but yeah, it's not as good, I would say, unless perhaps we are stacked up. Remember that this build does have 2 quest talents. First one is to spend 180 seconds at 10 stacks of hatred, which will reduce the cooldown of Vault by half. So you can get more arrows out, more and more arrows, and more arrows will help you do puncturing arrow. Actually, now that I think about it, this doesn't, you don't lose this on death. I didn't actually notice this first time round. So this is really easy now. I've just figured it out. You only need to hit 20 heroes, but you don't lose the stacks on dying. So that's fairly simple. So if you do manage to get both of your quests done, I think that's when this build will start to flourish a bit more. Because the reward for this one is fairly big. You get 100 damage off the quest, and you also gain an additional 50 bonus damage off the reward, and it also bounces in additional time, which I guess would give you an additional 400 and something damage, if that's how much damage it does. Okay, so I've stacked up the puncturing arrow. I didn't bother to stack up the caltrops. I don't think it's as necessary for the build. But yeah, wow, that's 500 damage. Okay, yeah, that's a significant amount of damage now. And you can do that twice as often with the damage reduction bonus from the caltrops. So we'll wait for Chen to come back and we'll see what we can do. I did just use my bloody multi-shot. Alright, here we go. We're going to slow him down with the frost shot. That makes it easier to hit that. Going to vault, hit him again. Yeah, that's quite a good chunk of damage, but I've got to be honest, I do like the auto attack one and the W build quite a bit better. Alright everybody, so I hope you enjoyed the little look at Valla. She seems to be fairly self-explanatory. I mean, she is one of the easier heroes to pick up in the game. She's straightforward. It seems like Blizzard has taken the chance to set up as best they can a Q build, E build, a Q build, a W build, and an auto attack build. I mean, it comes through the talents that's what they've tried to do and make it easier for people. But I digress. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a comment down below, hit that like button and consider subscribing. We're going to try and take her for a spin in Quick Match and see how we do, but there are a hell of a lot of butchers on the PTR today, so it might not go well. Actually, auto attack build. Can we duel a butcher? Probably not.